great. I love it. I hope it actually is recording. Listening to it.
Okay, everybody. Everybody, please keep the chatter down. Let's have a good meeting here today, and let's all learn something from this. I want to welcome Frank Allen to the podium. Yeah, it's good. Hey, everybody. Hey, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Detective Frank Allen. I'm from Arkansas, and I'm up here helping with a rash of murders we've been experiencing. If you guys can keep it down just a notch, I'll be happy to answer some questions. No, I think it's on. Sounds... yeah. You in the white. Why have we not caught this guy? Do we know who he is? Well, first questions first. He's been very elusive. You can't catch somebody that you can't detect or you can't see. He's left behind very little clues as of right now. We're working on it every day. Every day as you sleep, every day as you eat, and every day as you carry on your lives. This is what we're working on 24 hours a day. You guys are our number one concern, the public, and we're here to protect you. You know, I come from down south, and where I come from, it's the same principle. It's a little bit different up here. It's been an experience so far, but at the end of the day, it's all the same thing, and that's to catch the culprit here and protect the public. And so far, we're not doing a good job of that. But like I said, he hasn't left behind a whole lot for us to go on. We don't know who he is. If we knew who he was, he'd be behind bars right now. So, I mean, I'm not sure what that question was all about. What's that? No, we have no clue. We don't even have a composite drawing. we have some basic height and weight, and we have an eyewitness, but it wasn't very good, and we're not sure right now at this point in time how well we can go on that eyewitness account. Why is he killing when it rains? Well, your guess is as good as mine. He's sick. You know, I mean, we're dealing with a sick individual here, guys. You know, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I got quite a track record. This is by far the most deranged, sickest person that I've ever had to deal with. And things that have transpired in the last few days that have not been open to the public would make you probably not want to eat for a few days. That have happened to me. So he's not only sick, he's not only very sick and elusive, he's very vindictive. And he's playing a cunning game with police, it seems. But I'm not the kind of guy to play that with, because in the end, I'm going to come back and I'm going to bite you in the ass. So if you're listening to this, Mr. Perp, I'm going to get you. You already know my name, so here's my face. No. 4029 News. Go ahead. No, we don't have any suspects. Not at the time. And I'm just going to go right out and say that. And take that for what it's worth. We could have suspects, and you never know. But I'm going to tell you right now, we don't have any clear-cut suspects. We have a few leads. So again, if you're the person doing this and you think you're smart enough to continue to do it without getting caught, well, we already got some leads. I would advise you to stop immediately. I'd really advise you to turn yourself into the police and make it easy on me, but I don't think you're going to do that. We don't have any real good suspects. We do have some good leads, and we're following up on those leads. I got a great team of detectives here in New York with me, and Sheriff Lutz has been really great. Everybody's been really great. I want to appreciate everybody, and I want to take just a second to remind everybody we need to be proactive on our own safety here when we're going through this time. I don't believe that New York and Manhattan has faced quite such a travesty since the New York Ripper. And most of you guys weren't even alive during that time. And I remember it as a child. And we got to remember that these things, when they do happen, we need to be proactive, and we need to take every cautionary measure that we can, locking doors, locking car windows. And I know we do things a little bit different up here than we do in the South. We tend to get a little bit lazy in the South, when it comes to locking our door if we live a couple miles out in the country, and that will come back and bite you. I personally believe that every door should be locked every day and every night. I lock my doors when I go in a store in the parking lot of Walmart. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. And you can bet my doors are going to be locked at night. I would advise to keep all lights on, obviously not your lights in your house, but get a good spotlight for the outside. You want to illuminate the front yard, and you want to try to create deterrence for this suspect here until he's been detained. Any recent deaths connected to the murder in Oklahoma? We have reason to believe these deaths here in the state of New York are connected to the murder in Oklahoma. Yes. I'm not going to go into detail about that. We are working with police in Oklahoma. But again, that's just another crazy thing about this case, another puzzle piece that needs to be pieced together, why this perpetrator seemed to move from the south to the north in a matter of just a few weeks, and what his reasoning was behind that. But at the end of the day, I don't care where he moves. If he's killing, then he needs to be caught, and that's all that really matters. So, yeah, we do have reason to believe that those are connected, and it's crazy, but it just goes to show you that nobody right now is really safe until this perpetrator is caught and arrested and convicted for these hideous crimes he's committed. I'm not inclined to answer that question. I can't give you an exact number on the actual death count right now. We're not going to release that. I'm just going to say right now, as you all know, it's going around town. We have a serial killer on the loose. And it's quite okay to be scared. It's natural. Sometimes being scared and being paranoid is the best thing you can do. I would advise you to be scared. I just don't want you to be scared to where you panic and you do stupid things. We need to be mindful. We need to be smart in this time. And like I said, I keep going back to that word. We need to be proactive on our own safety so as to not let this perpetrator sneak up on us. And it doesn't matter if you're outside checking your mail at 10 o'clock at night or you're outside walking your dog or your cat. You need to take cautionary measures. You need to be aware of your surroundings because the perpetrator seems to be very sneaky and very fast. Back in the back. Does he live in New York? We have reason to believe that he is staying in New York or the area. He could be in Manhattan. A lot of these crimes seem to be happening in Manhattan. We don't know his exact whereabouts. I mean, he could be, for all we know, he could be driving on the weekends back down south, coming back up here. All we know right now is the recent activity is linked to one person. It's got the same MO. We have very little clues to go off of and very little evidence that he's left behind. There have been a few things, and we're following up on those, and it's small things like that can really crack a case, especially with forensics today. So, do we know anything about the killer? We know a few things. We think he's got a possible military background. He's mid to late 30s and about 6 foot in height, lean in stature. Said to have dark hair. Possible crew cut. Yeah. we're not going to release why we think it could be a possible military background, but there seems to be some indications there that would lead us to believe that we're looking at a guy who is very fluent in, at the very least, outdoors and and somewhat tactical operations. Probably good with a gun, good with a shot, and just good with his hands all together and his whereabouts and knowing his surroundings. And from being, to point A to point B in a split second, it's a really scary situation we got here. And I'm going to need everybody's help to reduce what's going on, because a lot of these have been people that have just been unaware, because we get so caught up in being comfortable in our day-to-day, and then something like this creeps up. A deranged person that's got a mental condition creeps up, and all of a sudden we have to change our lifestyles. And I don't know how long we're going to have to change those lifestyles. I'm working around the clock to try to catch this guy, me and Sheriff Lutz are. So that's going to be it. Today we're going to keep this short and sweet. But, well, no. Well, we just can't go out and catch somebody if we don't know who they are, You're going to have just as good a chance at that as I am. I don't know how many more people have to die for us to catch this. I mean, the Zodiac Killer was never caught, It's just an example of, I hope nobody else has to die. I hope he doesn't have to slip up, and I hope we can catch him right now, and I hope he sees this and knows that we're coming for him. And there's a good chance that we probably already know who he is, so you probably should stop now and never do this again. That would be my words to you if you're looking at my face right now, because I'm the wrong person to conjure up, and you've conjured me up from the south. The nickname got leaked out to the public. The Rainwater, he seems to be killing in the rain or when it rains, and we don't really know why. There could be some type of past trauma there. There could be some type of weird infatuation with the rain. Either way, I haven't had a chance to interview this guy or detain him, so I don't know. And I'm not a behavioral psychologist. I know a little bit about that field, but I think he's deranged, and I think it does have to do with the weather and the rain. But I just think the rain is just an excuse. I think the guy would probably wind up killing and satisfying these urges regardless if it rains. I just think that there could be something in his past that the rain provokes, possibly. I don't really care for the rain too much. I don't dislike it. It's good to sleep by, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go out and kill somebody, right? So, I mean, it's just a question that we need to answer. It goes back to, I need you all and everybody in this room to remember, if there's anything that sticks out to you about a person, don't be afraid to call that into the office. Don't be calling in silly things. It needs to be something that's got some ground foundation on it. If there's anything that somebody says to you, a person, you would be surprised the things that people do who you think you know who they are, and you don't know who they are. It could be your next door neighbor. So we're going to need all the help that we can get to catch this guy, because he seems to be very elusive. And I would like to answer that question too, and that will be one of the questions I ask him whenever we do catch him is, why the rain? What? You in the back. What'd you say? You know what? You can take that how you want it. If you want to stay inside when it rains, by all means. At this point, I wish everybody would stay inside, but this is New York City. I mean, you obviously, as crazy as it sounds, we need to be more proactive and careful in the rain because he seems to be more active and he's operating when it rains. So to answer your question indirectly, yes. I mean, I would be more careful because we don't know when he's gonna. He seems to be only doing it in the rain, but that's not to say that it could be 70 degrees and a clear sky and he's gonna go take off Joe Blow's head over here, just because he wants to. Just because it's getting ready to rain tomorrow and he's pissed off because it hasn't rained yet. I have none of these answers for you guys. I wish I did. We do know that he seems to be doing it around the rain, so just be careful. Watch the weather. I haven't watched the weather so much since I've been up here in my whole life. Now I'm watching the weather every single day. And I'm trying to let this not affect my outlook on the weather and the rain because I like a good rain shower to go to sleep by, but I don't like this. Yeah, no. Hold on. The cell phone's ringing. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be all today. We got things to do. I just wanted to call a townhouse meeting here. I'm glad you guys came. Town hall meeting. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep doing what we're supposed to be doing here. And if anybody has any serious suspects or any serious things go on, just give me a call directly at the station or just call 911 if it's an emergency. Please, everybody, be careful, be safe, and let's all work together as New Yorkers to try to catch this guy.